7. Subtle body language, signs of attraction that often go unnoticed. Have you ever wondered if someone was interested in you, but you just couldn't tell? What if I told you that right now? People around you are sending signals of attraction that you might be completely missing. We're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of nonverbal communication. I'm going to share 7 scientifically backed body language cues that indicate romantic interest, cues that are so subtle, most people walk right past them every single day. But here's the thing, understanding these signals isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about becoming more emotionally intelligent and building genuine connections with others. Welcome back to Daily Stoic Minds. I've been studying human behavior and psychology. I hold a degree in, and I've helped thousands of people improve their social and dating lives through understanding nonverbal communication. Today's video is based on research from leading psychologists like Dr. Albert Mehrabian, whose studies showed that 55% of communication is body language, 38% is tone of voice, and only 7% is the actual words we use. Now, before we dive in, I want to be clear about something important. These signs don't guarantee someone is interested in you romantically. Context matters, individual personality matters, and cultural background matters. These are simply indicators that suggest someone might be open to getting to know you better. If you find this content helpful, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to create more content like this. Sign 1, the proximity shift. Let's start with what I call the proximity shift. This is one of the most reliable indicators of interest, but it's incredibly subtle. The science behind it. Psychologist Edward T. Hall identified 4 zones of personal space. Intimate distance, 0–18 inches. Personal distance, 18 inches to 4 feet. Social distance, 4–12 feet. Public distance, 12+ feet. When someone is attracted to you, they unconsciously try to decrease the distance between you two. What to look for? They lean in when you're talking, even in a noisy environment. They find excuses to get closer, reaching past you, adjusting something near you. During group conversations, they position themselves so they're facing you. They mirror your movements and lean in when you lean in. Real-life example. Imagine you're at a coffee shop with a friend. You notice they started sitting across from you, but gradually throughout the conversation, they've moved their chair slightly closer, leaned their elbows on the table toward you, and their body is angled in your direction rather than straight ahead. Important note. This isn't about someone invading your personal space inappropriately. It's about subtle, respectful shifts that happen naturally during positive interactions. Story time. Let me tell you about my friend, Sarah. She went on what she thought was a casual coffee meetup with a colleague. She told me later that she realized he was interested when she noticed that every time she leaned back in her chair, he would lean forward. When she gestured with her hands, he would lean in closer to hear better. Even though the cafe wasn't particularly loud, it was this unconscious dance of distance that made her realize the meeting was more than just professional. This kind of mirroring and proximity seeking happens because when we're attracted to someone, our brain wants to create intimacy and connection. Sign 2, the eye contact triangle. Now let's talk about eye contact, but not just any eye contact. I'm talking about what researchers call the intimacy triangle. The science. Studies show that when we're attracted to someone, our eye movement follows a specific pattern. Instead of just looking at their eyes, our gaze unconsciously travels in a triangle between their eyes and their lips. What to look for? Their eyes briefly flicker to your lips while you're talking. They maintain eye contact longer than usual, 3–5 seconds instead of 1 to 2. When they look away, they look down rather than to the side. They look at you even when someone else is talking in a group setting. The difference between attraction and politeness, regular. Regular friendly eye contact is steady but brief. Attraction-based eye contact includes these micro moments where their gaze drops to your mouth and back to your eyes. Personal story. I once was giving a presentation to a small group. And I noticed one person in the audience who kept making this triangle, eye contact pattern with me. After the presentation, they came up to continue the conversation and eventually asked me out for coffee. Later, they mentioned they found me captivating during the talk, and it all made sense. Cultural considerations. It's important to note that eye contact norms vary significantly across cultures. In some cultures, prolonged eye contact might be considered disrespectful rather than attractive. Always consider the cultural context. Practice exercise. Next time you're in a conversation with someone you're interested in, pay attention to your own eye contact patterns. Are you doing the triangle? This awareness can help you recognize when others might be doing the same with you. Sign 3. The hair and self-touch gestures. This third sign is what psychologists call preening behavior, and it's one of the most unconscious signals of attraction. The evolutionary psychology. These behaviors stem from our ancient need to look our best for potential mates. When we're attracted to someone, we unconsciously try to make ourselves more appealing. What to look for? Playing with or adjusting their hair, especially pushing it behind their ear, touching their neck or collarbone area, adjusting their clothing or jewelry, running their fingers along their lips or touching their face, smoothing down their shirt or adjusting their posture. The key distinction. This isn't nervous fidgeting, these are graceful, subtle movements that seem to highlight attractive features. Deep dive example. Let's say you're talking to someone at a social event. You notice that when you compliment something about them or when the conversation turns flirty, they unconsciously run their fingers through their hair or adjust their necklace. These are positive signs that they're feeling the attraction and want to look their best for you. A word of caution. Some people naturally touch their hair or face more often due to nervous habits or skin conditions. Look for increases in this behavior specifically during your interactions, not just general tendencies. Interactive moment. Think about your own behavior. When you're attracted to someone, do you find yourself unconsciously grooming? Most people do. It's a completely natural response that we often don't even realize we're doing. Sign 4. The vocal shift. Now we move into something you hear rather than see. Vocal changes that indicate attraction. The research. Studies from the University of Albany found that both men and women alter their voice. When talking to someone they're attracted to, women tend to speak in a slightly higher pitch, while men often deepen their voice slightly. What to listen for? Their voice becomes softer or more intimate in tone. They speak slightly slower, as if savoring the conversation. They use more inflection and vocal variety. Their laugh becomes more genuine and frequent. They might mirror your speaking pace and tone. The psychology behind it. When we're attracted to someone, we unconsciously try to make our voice more appealing. We also become more animated because we're genuinely engaged and excited to be talking to this person. Real-world application. Pay attention next time you're on a phone call with someone you're interested in versus a casual friend. You'll likely notice you naturally adjust your voice to be more engaging and attractive. Story example. I had a client who told me about a woman he'd been friends with for months. He said one day during a phone conversation, he noticed her voice had become much softer and more musical than usual. When they met in person later that week, the energy between them had completely shifted, and they've now been dating for over a year. The mirroring effect. People who are attracted to each other often unconsciously mirror each other's speech patterns. If you find yourself naturally matching someone's pace, tone, or even accent slightly, that's a sign of rapport and potential attraction. Professional note. This is different from the voice someone might use in professional settings. The attraction-based vocal shift happens in more casual, personal conversations. Sign 5. The attention focus. This fifth sign is about where someone directs their attention. When you're around, and it's incredibly telling. The psychology. When we're attracted to someone, they become what psychologists call cognitively central, meaning our brain naturally prioritizes them in our attention hierarchy. What to observe? They put their phone away or flip it face down when talking to you. In group settings, they frequently look to you for your reaction or opinion. They remember small details from previous conversations. They ask follow-up questions about things you've mentioned. They seem genuinely curious about your thoughts and experiences. The digital age challenge. In our phone-obsessed culture, when someone consistently gives you their full attention, no phone checking, no looking around the room, that's a significant indicator of interest. Deeper analysis. This isn't just about politeness. When someone is attracted to you, they're genuinely fascinated by you as a person. They want to know your opinions, your stories, your experiences. They're collecting information because they're invested in getting to know you better. Comparison. Example. Think about the difference between talking to someone who's just being polite versus someone who's genuinely interested. The interested person asks follow-up questions, references things you said earlier, and seems to hang on your words. They're not just waiting for their turn to talk. Story time. A friend of mine realized her now husband was interested in her when she noticed that in group conversations, he would always look at her first after making a joke, as if her reaction mattered most to him. She said it made her feel special and noticed even before they started dating. The memory test. People remember details about those they're attracted to. If someone brings up something you mentioned weeks ago in casual conversation, that's a strong sign you've been on their mind. Sign 6, the playful challenge. This sixth sign is about the quality of your interactions, specifically playful challenging or what some call flirtatious friction. The science. Researchers have found that people often use light teasing and playful challenges as a way to test compatibility and create sexual tension in a safe, socially acceptable way. What this looks like. They playfully disagree with you on lighthearted topics. They tease you gently about your preferences or quirks. They create friendly competitions or challenges. They use humor to push back against things you say. They seem to enjoy verbal sparring with you. The important distinction. This is different from mean-spirited teasing or actual disagreement. This is playful, fun, and usually makes both people laugh or smile. Example scenario. Let's say you mention you love a particular movie, and they respond with something like, "Really? I can't believe someone with such good taste in music has such terrible taste in movies," followed by a smile or laugh. This kind of playful push and pull creates engagement and chemistry. Why this happens? From an evolutionary perspective, this kind of playful challenging serves as a way to assess intelligence, humor, compatibility, and confidence levels. It's a form of intellectual foreplay, if you will. Gender dynamics. Both men and women engage in this behavior, but it might manifest differently. Some people are more direct with their playful challenges. Others are more subtle. The comfort level indicator? Someone only engages in playful challenging when they feel comfortable with you and confident that you can handle it. It's actually a sign of respect and interest. Personal reflection. Think about your favorite conversations. They probably included some element of this playful back and forth. It's what makes conversations memorable and exciting. Sign 7. The unconscious mirroring. Our final sign is perhaps the most unconscious and therefore the most reliable mirroring behavior, the neuroscience. Mirror neurons in our brain cause us to unconsciously copy the behaviors of people we feel connected to or attracted to. This happens completely without our awareness. What to watch for? They adopt similar postures to you. They match your energy level and speaking pace. They use similar gestures or expressions. They mirror your drinking or eating patterns. They subtly copy your body positioning. Why this matters? Mirroring only happens when someone feels comfortable and connected with you. It's our brain's way of saying, I like this person and want to be in sync with them. The reciprocal effect. Interestingly, when someone mirrors you, you're also more likely to feel attracted to them. It creates a feedback loop of connection and rapport. Quick test. Next time you're in conversation with someone, try a subtle gesture like touching your face or adjusting your posture. If they're attracted to you, they might unconsciously copy the gesture within a few minutes. Final thoughts. Remember, these signs work best when you see multiple indicators together, not just one in isolation. And most importantly, these signs should make you feel good. If someone's attention feels uncomfortable or unwanted, trust your instincts regardless of their body language. So there you have it, 7 subtle signs of attraction that often go completely unnoticed. Remember, the goal isn't to become a body language detective, but rather to become more aware of the nonverbal communication happening around you. Key takeaways. Look for patterns, not isolated incidents. Context and culture matter. Trust your intuition along with these signs. Respect boundaries regardless of what you observe. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Have you ever noticed any of these signs? Share your stories below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content on psychology, dating, and human behavior. Next week, I'll be covering how to use body language to show interest without being obvious. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Until next time, remember, the best connections happen when we're genuinely present and interested in others as complete human beings, not just collections of signals to decode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.